Hey YouTube, Gundam here. Welcome back to Satisfactory. I'm doing a special for part 9 of showing how what gets built, to an extent. First off, we're in one part of the warehouse. And understand that everything that's stored in the warehouse I have to build somewhere. I have a lot of places where I could put more containers I haven't even put down. And this one's not even full yet. There's no selection. The way it works for the warehouse is stuff gets produced from locations. They get brought in via a conveyor belt. It gets stored inside. But by having this belt here, I can know what exactly is inside just by being near it. I just look and it'll tell me as well. Fabric, gas, iodine, nuke, obelisk, boom, cluster obelisk. There's a lot of stuff. Iron plates, iron rods, concrete, explosives, circuit boards, quartz screws, cable, silica. Then the fancier stuff is here. I decided to put this here. I didn't need to put this here. I just put it here because I wanted to. Steel beams, steel pipes, heavy modular frames, rotors, modular frames, reinforced plates, quick wire, plastic, rubber, stators, motors, encased industrial beams. These are fun. And then very fancy stuff I put over here. Computers, AI limiters, high-speed connectors, supercomputers, fuse modular frames, crystal oscillators, that's the thing. Alkali aluminum sheets, radio control units. Now, where are my turbo motors? Here they are. Turbo motors are here. But I have the newest addition, which is pressure conversion cubes, which actually just get built in an assembler, so... There's those heat sinks, which is that's full. Good. Now, let me show you what it takes to build the pressure conversion cube. Because if you take a look in the upper right corner, the space elevator for the next phase wants some nuclear pasta. So I need to get that. They're building that. My space elevator is connected to that, and my hub over there, which is hiding down below me somewhere. There's the rocket ship. Will take stuff I deliver from the hub, go up to them, and space elevator will also go up to them. As I showed in the last video, there's stuff in the hub that'll be the next upgrade. But I cannot unlock it until I unlock the next phase 4 of the space elevator. So I have a particle accelerator here at the main base, which will be producing nuclear pasta when I have enough copper powder. Currently I have none. It actually only needs 100 per minute. I thought I needed more than that. It does not. Only 100 per minute. But let's take a look at making these pressure conversion cubes. So you need the nuclear pasta, you need the copper powder, you need the pressure conversion cubes. Following this line, you get to this. This requires fuse modular frames and radio control units. 1 per minute and 2 per minute. You can see how slowly they're building. So, I have piped them over. I'm storing them in here, and I'm storing them elsewhere. Radio control units come from over there. We're going to take a look at the modular frames first, which come from this away. So the fuse modular frames are coming from over here. And coming from these two blenders. There goes a couple right now. So, these two blenders make the fuse modular frames from heavy modular frames, aluminum casing, and nitrogen gas. Now, I only have 2 of them. But, you know, what is this one building? Oh, the cooling system, which requires heat sinks, rubber, water, and nitrogen gas. So this pipe way up there, which goes past the nuclear reactor, that's getting my nitrogen gas stored in here. And it's for all 3 of these machines. Water is just water, which I'm getting that water from that lake right over there. And it's extra being stored in there. By the way, if everything looks different, I've changed my color swatches to look a little different. So, yeah. So, here we have heavy modular frames and aluminum casing, the nitrogen gas I just mentioned. So let's find the other 2. don't forget we still have to take a look at those radio control units. Well, the aluminum casings go up there, and they're from this splitter here, which they're actually being fed from up here. They're being fed. Let's go take a look. I gotta get up top. There's a wall on my way. From the train. The train is picking up aluminum casing from that station over there. They're actually being produced up there through my whole aluminum field, being picked up from the train and goes around and then comes down on the train and then being dropped off at this train station. So they can be used for those. Now, I forgot I had this way down. Now, the other thing is those heavy modular frames. So let's follow the heavy modular frames. And they make a turn there. They keep going. By the way, I'm using a lot of stuff for a lot of different stuff, which is why you keep seeing things cross over. So, this is being split off from here. That's just the warehouse where they're being located. Dang it, stop. I want to click this, not that. There we go. Okay. Now, heavy modular frames actually worth quite a bit, so I'm going to just awesome sync those. Now, the heavy modular frames come from down below. And from down here, but look, they come from even further, so let's go further down. Where are the heavy modular frames? These ones, heavy modular frames, come from way over here. There's a space elevator, by the way, which you can see exactly what it wants and how much. I'm building currently none of it, so. Following the heavy modular frames, which there's also cable and reinforced iron plates. Heavy modular frames. Pretty much all of this is to build heavy modular frames, okay? But let's verify it. Here's those heavy frames coming over. They come over and are being stored in here. So these three manufacturers are building them. Modular frames, steel pipes, encased industrial beams, and screws. And it looks like screws is the bane of my existence again. What a shocker. So, let's follow the steel pipe first and the encased industrial beams. They both come over here and go down below. Yes, I have all this also below. So this is making the encased industrial beams. What I need for that? I need steel beams and concrete. Steel beams and concrete. And there's the steel pipe. So they're right in here. This limestone is coming from a resource node, or a miner, right there, I believe. That miner is getting my limestone. The limestone comes down and feeds following that, which the concrete goes to these machines. Here we are. So there's a limestone node right there. That thing mines it, goes to these units of concrete, goes to these constructors to produce the concrete, which goes in the storage container, which eventually finds its way to the assemblers. The steel beams, on the other hand, from going backwards, the steel beams and the steel pipes are right next to each other. They go into these constructors from steel ingots. How do we get steel ingots? You follow this back, and it's being fed from some machines over there, but it's also just being fed from these machines right here. These are foundries. Iron ore and coal has to go into these to produce the steel ingots, which get turned into the steel beams and the steel pipes. Where's iron ore and coal coming from? Well, iron ore is actually just right here. There's some iron ore there, some iron ore over there, some iron ore over there. All these different sources of iron ore. All those different sources of iron ore. And coal is actually coming from a coal node way up there. So, yeah. Now, so that gets us the encased industrial beams, the steel pipes, but what about screws and modular frames? Let's follow the modular frames. The modular frames are being produced in these series of machines. These ones are empty. This is clearly full, and this is clearly full, but these are not, which is fascinating. So, reinforced iron plates and iron rods make the modular frames. So, how do we get those? Well, if you follow to it going around, you can see the reinforced iron plates are here, which are splitting and splitting and splitting, and make it from these machines, which require iron plates and screws. So what about those iron rods? Now we have to find iron rods, iron plates, and screws. Well, iron plates are coming from over there, but here's screws are being produced here. And these require iron rods. Yes, iron rods are needed for both screws and they're needed for the modular frames. So the reinforced iron plate needs screws and iron plate, and then these need the reinforced plates and rods. You follow me? So all of these are producing all of these, but clearly it's not enough. And because it's not enough and I'm kind of desperate, everything requires screws, and I'm not getting anywhere near enough screws. But clearly I have enough iron rods, so I'm putting in a power shard in each machine, which is increasing it from 100% to 150%. So that'll drastically increase the number of screws. Those will be sorted in there. Go ahead and bump that up. So the screws, by the way, so take a look at this. Iron rods get turned into screws. Screws get turned into reinforced iron plates. Iron rods and reinforced iron plates turn into modular frames. You need modular frames and screws to create the heavy modular frames. See how it loops back in on itself? Now let's follow those iron plates. The iron plates, they're being produced from these constructors, which require iron ingots. Where are we getting the iron ingots from? Iron ingots come from these smelters. Smelters just take iron ore and smelt it to iron ingots. By the way, also those iron rods, which are over there. All these machines are feeding the iron rods, but this is clear. Uh-oh. Oh, that's not good. Oh, but I don't have separate networks, do I? It says a fuse is blown, but I don't think I have a separate network. I do not know. The main grid is still working. I honestly don't know. Any rate, so apparently I have a fuse blown somewhere. So iron ingots are coming over to these constructors making iron rods. They're going to those constructors to make more iron rods. They're going to these constructors making iron rods. They're going to these constructors making iron rods. They're all going into here, which is making... Oh, there's also these making more iron rods, and these... or that's from over there. That's from where exactly? Oh, those. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 sets of machines making iron rods, and then 2 making iron plates. Yeah, iron plates, iron rods to get me screws and everything else. The iron plates and screws make the reinforced plates, and those and the iron rods to make the modular frames. Those and this stuff to all make those heavy frames. And then the heavy frames finally can go over to build all the rest of that stuff. Now, my sister's baby is over, and she just arrived too. You can probably hear the baby crying in the background. Remember those radio control units? Let's find the particle accelerator. So I need to find out which one of my fuses has blown, which power grid, but I thought everything was on a solid power grid. This is clearly at 29,000. That seems okay. Now I gotta go all over my map to find my power grids. Great. That's just great. Now, those radio control units. Radio control units. Come over there. They go here. They split off and go from over here. Yeah, I haven't even taken you to the aluminum yet, by the way. Okay, this is making radio control units. Let's speed that up. This requires more of that aluminum casing, crystal oscillators, and computers. Let's do the crystal oscillators first. We already did the aluminum casing. It's just split. Crystal oscillators, crystal oscillators, crystal oscillators. crystal oscillators are being fed from here, which are not full, but it is these three manufacturers. They require quartz crystals, cables, and reinforced iron plates. These reinforced iron plates are on a separate grid than the ones from over there. But there's also cable, and you see there's cable everywhere around me. The cable that's around me is coming from wire from these constructors. The wire is coming from... I'm not sure. Oh, these constructors are feeding some of my wire. Yeah. These constructors are building some wire. Are they building all of it? Possibly. Now all the rest of these are actually building copper sheets, but I don't know why. These, however, are making wire, which is getting turned into cable in order to partially feed that machine. You can see there's more copper wire from elsewhere. Cable and wire can be fed from multiple different locations as long as they use splitters and mergers. There's those aluminum casings. So that's making the cable. Reinforced iron plates and quartz crystals are elsewhere. Where are the reinforced iron plates for these things? They're coming from over here. They're coming from down below me. Awesome. What's this? Copper or iron? That's iron. So here's those reinforced plates, which, here, look at all this. These reinforced iron plates are coming from over here. Luckily, it's nice and full. This whole setup, by the way, is to feed my warehouse goodies, so yeah. Reinforced iron plates are coming from here. They're being split off. They're going from way over here with more cable, by the way. Is this still full? It's still full. Looping around, down and 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 around. They go to here. They actually go underneath and go to these. These assemblers are making the reinforced iron plates that's being used for over there. All that's separate for that, and this is a completely separate grid. Screws and iron plates again. These are making some screws. Those are making screws. Those are making screws. Everything's just slowly making screws. And then iron rods are coming from various machines around. Which, by the way, motors are fun. They require screws and iron. So these are rotors, excuse me. Stators and rotors combine to make motors. You need iron rods and screws. So iron rods create screws, and then iron rods and screws make rotors. Because yes, video games are fun. These are taking some iron ingots to make iron rods from various places. There goes some screws. So there's all that. Now, about those crystals. Because there's still those quartz crystals. You have to go up a level. There's underneath a warehouse, and don't even show the bottom. So quartz crystals, right? Yeah. Quartz crystals. Quartz crystals are being stored in here. They're coming from this conveyor belt. They're being split off. They are following the quartz and the silica all the way over there, all the way up there to right next to my aluminum, which is way over there. So they're being produced up there and then just being brought down on the giant conveyor belt, which I'll ride a train over there later. That is what's creating my crystal oscillators. Now, that's the crystal oscillators. Now, what else is for the radio control unit? There's the turbo motor factory, by the way. Computers. Oh, goody. Computers. Ooh, this is not full. Uh-oh. Well, computers are being needed in here to build a supercomputer. Air limiters, high-speed connectors, and plastic. Plastic's easy, but all the rest of that is not. So computers, on the other hand, are being built from... It looks like here. Is this one machine all that's building my computers? It is. And what's building it? I need circuit boards, cable, and plastic. Well, I already went over the cable. Plastic, if you recall, is on a conveyor line for my oil field on the other end of the bridge. That big tower over there is the other end of the bridge. Plastic comes on a conveyor line from the oil field way over there, up and over, up and over, up and down, over here, over yonder, going around, and finally to there. So... Clearly, I'm running low on computers. This also needs cable, which is easy. What about those circuit boards now? Circuit boards, circuit boards, circuit board, circuit board, circuit board, circuit board, circuit board. Looks like they're coming from up down here. Circuit boards are being fed from over here, being fed from... Here they are. These are my circuit boards. Oh, look, more plastic. Remember, everything's looping back. Plastic and copper sheets. Remember those machines back there that are making copper sheets? Clearly, they're not building it fast enough. So several machines over there are making copper sheets, but there's also several machines over there that are making copper sheets. But it's clearly being split off into multiple locations. My circuit boards need it, but clearly something else over here also needs it. What is this? Oh, look, more circuit boards. Okay. So what about the third line? That goes over there to produce something. So all these machines are making all these copper sheets, which are going to produce something. While it's also being, those are building and those are building and those are building it to produce. What is this thing? Oh, heat sinks. My heat sinks, which I don't. Well, I do need some, but I don't need that many. I'm gonna slow this down. I need some for my nuclear waste, but I don't need very many, and that's all full, so we'll see. Now, copper sheets. So clearly, I don't have very many copper sheets. I need to increase that. So how do we make copper sheets? We have... nope, here they are. Copper sheets being produced in here. Clearly nowhere near fast enough. But I needed to go to over there, not over there. I don't care about that. I care about that one. So that is producing copper sheets. That's producing copper sheets from these smelters, which are maxed out. And that's coming from this conveyor line, which is going from that miner, Mark III, which is full of power shards. Because, yes. I think, because I'm desperate for copper sheets, I'm going to temporarily shut this down. Although I'm desperate for that, I'm more desperate for circuit boards. The way the splitter works is if you have one output, then 100%, but if you have two outputs, it's 50%. If you have three outputs, it becomes 33%. It divides. It's a simple divider. So now these copper sheets, where are these copper sheets coming from? Looks like underneath. Okay, underneath. Hey, remember those motors we were talking about earlier? Well, there's those rotors. Here's some stators. Those make those motors, which are being used for all sorts of stuff. So where are the rotors being built? From over there. Where are the stators being built? Well, some are being built right here. They require wire and steel pipe. But there's those copper sheets, so wire is easy. So where's the copper sheets coming from? Well, for one thing, there's some right here. Let's go ahead and increase this just a little bit with power shards. Obviously, I'm running a little low on power shards, but I got a few for now. So that'll help with the copper sheet situation, but that'll only partially help. So that's being merged from there, that's being merged from there, and oh look, it's coming from underneath. I gotta go to the bottom. The very bottom. The very bottom. A lot of copper sheets here. Alright, so where are they coming up from? Oh, from up there, going up top. Okay, they're coming from here. They're coming from these sets of machines here. All of these are making copper sheets. Let's go ahead and increase it because I just desperately need more copper sheets. Let's go ahead and just do them all because I can reconnect that line then. Oh, but I took out the power shards for there. Looks like I need to get more power shards. Turn that on. Looks like I need more power shards. I only have one left. So each power shard increases by 50%. So 100, 150, 200, 250. So yes, okay. Awesome. So that's increased the output by 50% for all these machines. Obviously, the wire is stationary. So with those other three as well, I'm increased by, from 9 constructors, I increased by 50. So that's 14 and a half. So all those copper sheets, which are going off the copper ingots being made, I don't have a clue where. And all of that then finally, all these smelters. All that ore that's not from the other one goes to this one. all that ore comes to all these, which have power shards, by the way. And all the ingots get turned into wire and copper sheets. So we need all that in order to make those AI limiters. Is that circuit boards? Yeah, circuit boards. Circuit boards are also going to something else, obviously. So these are making my circuit boards, plastic and copper sheets, which should be doing a lot better now. And they're making my computers in only one machine, but it's looking a lot better now. That's actually getting some circuit boards. Yeah, they're definitely getting a little low. And all of that makes my radio control units. The radio control units, well, I do need them also for my turbo motors, but I don't really use turbo motors. Well, motors and cooling systems. Clearly, cooling systems are an issue. So, the radio control unit is part of what I need for those fuse, or not the fuse modulator frames. I need the fuse modulator frames for the other bits. It's for these. The pressure conversion cubes. All that to make a pressure conversion cube. Now, all those pressure conversion cubes come over to the particle accelerator. And I need copper powder. Now, I remember this is the ultimate bane of one's existence, so I need an entire node and then a ton of smelters and a ton of constructors making copper powder. And here, let me show you. Here it is. Copper ingot, 300 per minute. Remember those smelters down below? There were 9 of them down there. They're making about 600 a minute between them. So I need that with power shards for 2 constructors to make copper powder at a rate of 50 per minute per unit. And this thing needs 100 per minute. So I only need 2 constructors to make 100 per minute. But that means I need 600 ingots a minute to just barely have enough for this. Let alone if I want to stick some anywhere. Yeah. Remember that I said I was going to put a train to over yonder? That's part of the reason why. Now, that's out of the way. Why don't we take a look at that quartz? I could take the train, but I'm going to show you this way. We need to take a look at quartz and aluminum casings, if you recall. Quartz and aluminum casings. Then we got to take a look at the plastic. Because we haven't even seen what it takes to build all that yet. We've only taken a look at what it takes to build all the rest of the stuff. We're still not done on what it takes to build those pressure conversion cubes. Oop. Telephone, potential spam, goodbye. So we're just following the quartz stuff, which I really don't need much, so I don't care. At least with this conveyor line, it speeds me up a bit, but the train's a lot faster. I'm not using the train. Ooh, smoky gas on the side there. I might want to nuke that. Alright, the quartz is being built above me. We'll take a look at that in a minute. Well, they're a little distance away. I'll get them in just a minute. Alright, so here's a lot of stuff. So let's take a look at quartz. Here is my quartz construction, which is very simple. Over there are the mines. Those mines bring quartz crystal, or just raw quartz. Raw quartz comes to here, and half of it immediately gets split and heads off towards my warehouse. The other half, is that a Mark II miner? Oh, whatever. So this side goes into here to produce those quartz crystals, and clearly it's doing just fine. The other goes into all these different machines to make silica, and there's a very good reason for that. But the silica I'm not really using at the main base, but I am using it over there. Oh look, aluminum casings. Now, about you guys. Let's go one over there. Let's go one over there, and one over there. Wait for it. Wait for it to land. Detonate. That's poison gas, by the way. Those toxic clouds are poison gas. So now I have a lot less to worry about. And I'm going to want that. Now, steel beams, steel pipes I'm constructing from over here, but I'm worried about the aluminum casings. So there's the miners for the quartz. Now you take a look, you clearly can tell that I'm building even more silica right here. This is my aluminum production. Yeah. So way up there is where I'm getting the bauxite and coal. Bauxite is necessary, but let's go backwards like we've been doing. So there's aluminum casings, which there are not very many over that. That's for batteries. So the aluminum casings are just being produced in here, which just need aluminum ingots, which are clearly not being built very quickly. Other than that, I just need the alkylate aluminum sheets, which require copper. Copper is easy. So aluminum ingots are from where? All these foundries. Every last one of these foundries needs silica and aluminum scrap. And clearly, there's an issue with the aluminum scrap. Nah, I call it fine. Okay, so it looks like the problem is the alumina solution. I don't care. I call it good. It's building it plenty fine. So look at all these foundries. What is this? 15? 15 foundries all taking silica and aluminum scrap. The aluminum scrap comes from refineries, but we have a double output, so it's both got to be gone. So the aluminum scrap we know of, where's that water going? That's easy. It's just water. Coal power generators to produce a little power to me, which these are not producing much if they're running. 75 megawatts a piece, and you notice how several of them are not running. This one is barely running, looks like. Yes, 73%, and this one's at 37%. This one is 19%, and this one's at 16%. So the last two are basically worthless. Really the last four out of 12. So, yeah. Iron is coming from, or copper is coming from over there. And concrete, for in the form of, oh no, that's sulfur. There is copper. We're going to get to that later. Copper is for those alkylate aluminum sheets requiring the aluminum ingots, which again require aluminum scrap. So, aluminum scrap. Because it's an output that's pretty big, I don't want it to be too nasty. So I have a Mark III conveyor. Awesome seeing it. Huge spike. Gee, I wonder if that was a new plutonium fuel rod. I guess it was. So, we have refineries require alumina solution and coal. Hey, remember that coal that comes from way up there, from those mines? Yeah. Now, the alumina solution comes from these three machines, which they have a double output. Alumina solution and silica. Well, silica. Conveniently, I need that. But I don't need too much, so I have a Mark III conveyor to the awesome sink, to melt a bunch. Goodbye. Just for when I have a little extra. So this guarantees that that output stays empty, because I want the alumina solution. Although those need silica, the problem is this either produces too much or not enough. So I need more silica coming in from there, but then I was having low balancing issues, so I decided I'm just going to melt it. I'll just do this and let it melt, let it play around, which will help anyways. So this requires water and bauxite. We already discussed the bauxite is coming from way up there. Now where's the water coming from? Glad you asked. Let's go down below. Here's where all that water's coming. That one, literally this one, I'm going to make you blue. Just so it sticks out from the crowd. It's blue. All of these are required for my aluminum, which, if you recall, my nuclear power plant doesn't require that much. I need 4. I only need 2. 2 water extractors per nuclear reactor. I have 6 reactors. This is a lot. Now, they're not all on, but still. This is a lot for just 3 refineries. That's it. I could use that water for the coal, but remember how this output is also water? So I want to make sure that that water stays empty. Look at this. It is double power sharded, so... But seriously. Now, that's how you make the Luna casings. The batteries are also being produced over there with some of that sulfur, by the way. Now, about that plastic. This time I'm taking the train because I can. There is a... He's leaving. I'm not going to make it. No. I missed. I missed the train. Is there another train about to run me in the butt? Yes, there is. Well, luckily I have a second train line right here. And I have the ability to just make a new train, get in, and drive. Because it's faster. And I don't have to worry about turns. It just follows the track that I previously built. So now we're going to take a look at all that plastic. There's another train. There goes that train that I couldn't catch. Warehouse train A. So I'm low on power shards, so I gotta find some power slugs in order to get some power shards. There's the blue one, the yellow one, and the purple one. The blue one is worth 1. The yellow is worth 2. The purple is worth 5. So I want purples. I know where 1 is, but... Now, if I'm not mistaken... No, I grabbed that one. Oh, well. Alright, so now... Oh, wait, no, I do have the yellow here. I thought I grabbed it. I guess I did not. Oh, well. Hey, buddy. Come here. So now I have to pick up a yellow power slug. Now I need to find a craft bench. I'll find that in a minute. For now, let's get rid of that train because it's clogging up my track. Donk. The power switches will work, the block signal, excuse me, work phenomenally. You can see there it needs steel pipe and computers in order to make a block signal. That's for 1, by the way. I need hundreds, possibly. So, we need plastic. How do we get plastic? I'm glad you asked. Let's take a look. First off, electrical power. All of these are fuel generators. These are all coal generators, which it's very useful. This is my primary source of power. All those coal generators are nice, but it's all these fuel generators. That's 12 at 250 megawatts a piece. There's 3 more over there and 5 more over there. So, or no, that's 6. Not so 18, 23. 23 fuel generators, each one at 250 megawatts. Cool. Now, I forgot about that. Here it is, the crafting bench. All the way at the bottom. Power shard. So I'm going to smelt that slug into 2 more power shards. So now I have 3 instead of 1. Yeah, I only have 3. I've burned like 15 this episode. Oh, look, plastic. Okay, plastic. Plastic, gee. Well, first off, there's some plastic being made by these guys. How you doing? Ooh. Oh, you gotta be kidding me. Bonk. That'll work. I need to sort. So I clearly have an issue. This is a double output unit, and one of the 2 outputs is not being handled, obviously. The other is plastic. It needs crude oil, and I have to figure out what to do with the heavy oil residue. But that's all it needs. By the way, each one of these things consumes 30 megawatts at peak. 30 megawatts at peak. Times how many are here? Exactly. Don't forget those. Don't forget those. And there's more over there. More over there. And more over there. At 30 megawatts a piece. Now, all of these ones are actually making rubber. But all of these are making plastic. That is a lot of plastic. I mean, look at all these. These 3 are making all plastic. These ones are all making plastic. How do I do it? No, let's paint that red. Ooh, what? Okay, whatever. All these are making plastic. These are making plastic. These are making plastic. And those also are making more plastic. But my heavy oil residue was having the problem. I have to take care of this. So, where is my oil coming from? Obviously, it's being fed on this giant network of pipes, which is actually only just 3 or 4. There's another coming from up there, by the way. So that one is actually... Oh, I disengaged it. Right. Because I need more power, more fuel, so I disengaged it, which these are making fuel and polymer resin. Crude oil. Well, there's my oil. That one's going there to make more fuel. So, all these and polymer resin, because I need polymer resin for stuff. Other than that, those are going over there to another oil node, and this is going to there to another oil node. I thought I blew you up. Okay. You know what? Hey, buddy. Boop. Boop. Run away, because it's going to hurt. Boom. Got him. The one thing shoot acid, and the other creates bugs that love to sting you. So all of this is to deal with that heavy oil residue. So I have rubber and plastic on there, which is supposed to be going over here. It should be empty. It's clearly not. This is clearly okay on fuel. That's an... Okay, that's a valve disconnected, so I don't have to worry about that. But all of that heavy oil residue from just burn. So clearly I need to do something. The thing that... I know what I can do. I don't have these turned on. They just need heavy oil residue. Let's put this on maximum. That will help burn that one. This one's currently not full. There's a third one over here. So there are 3 networks. This network is for all of those machines. This network is for all of those machines. Those 3 over there are for that over here. This even has this extra one for that plastic. There's that polymer resin. So... this comes to here. Where are you going? That'll just help. So it's coming in... No, this is going to make fabric with that polymer resin and water. But the other is coming over here. What are you producing? Oh, smokeless powder. No wonder. So, technically I wouldn't care, but I want more nuclear bombs, and now I don't have to worry about smokeless powder. That could shut off soon. You know what? No. If I have those 3, because those are completely isolated. If those 3 are stocked up, I don't care. It's the main network, which is this double set down here. You can see how that's quickly filling up. The good news is this needs that fuel for my fuel generators, and it's clearly not doing so good now because I gave the system a heart attack. I'm going to go ahead and upgrade to Mark IIs. I'm going to have to delete that and bring it back, aren't I? And the valve. Yep, I know it. It just had a heart attack, so... There, that'll just help. I'll do the same with this one. Oh, valve here, is there? No. Let me guess. Do it again. Yep. There we go. That's just to guarantee things run a little smoother. This is disconnected at this time. So that's not open. So that's going to make this is just going to be awesome synced for me. Oh, wait, no, it's just storing up. Get lost. That'll help. Yeah, that'll help. I'll just melt it all. So that'll make these machines run better. And those machines run a little better because of the fuel. I don't care so much about fuel anymore because my nuclear is online. I still have yet to find which power node I have that had a heart attack. Maybe it's my, maybe it's that. No, the electromagnetic control rods are on the main line. So, what is it? Eventually I'm going to find out. I'm going to realize I'm needing to die. Because it's now killing me. Oh well. Plastic is being made. So, this is by far the single longest video. Just to make those pressure conversion cubes in order to make that nuclear pasta. All of this. All that plastic. All that everything else. So the aluminum setup, the plastic setup, and all the other setup. Just to make some nuclear pasta. And I'm not even making it because I still need copper powder. So I have to find a copper node, get it to produce 600 per minute, build enough. How many is it? How many can you do? 30. So I can do 600 per minute. So I need 30. Or excuse me, 20. I need 20. 20 smelters. 20 smelters with... unless a power shard, which I don't want to power shard it. So I need a Mark III miner, and I gotta find a copper node. So I still need all of that in order to be able to produce the copper powder for that particle accelerator, so that way I can build my special nuclear pasta. Oh, I could have taken a new train. Oh, well, I'm here already. What's that water for? Don't know, don't care. How's that? Oh, it's for these coal generators. Okay. But yeah, so that's for that plastic. And you can see that the conveyor line is nice and packed. So that's good news. But the copper sheets are not. So it's the circuit boards because it's the computers because of the circuit boards, which I was having an issue with. It's like they're being produced right here. It's only 75%, but hey, it's doing a whole lot better than it was a minute ago. You know, that still seems a little slow. Now, I remember I just filled up all my copper lines with a bunch of stuff. So, how are you looking? It's looking pretty good. How are you looking? It's looking pretty good. Go away from the nuclear. Bonk. Alright, so... yeah. Limestone and iron, by the way. Remember those iron ingots? That's all here. What else do I need? What else do I need? Turn on my flashlight. How about that? So, multi-tiered factory. What do I have where? The warehouse on top, which I had to build the warehouse, build the foundation it's on, build the foundation underneath it, build the foundation underneath it, build the foundation underneath it, build the foundation underneath it. Look how many levels there are. So there's actual true ground level, which is obvious, which I have some stuff. Then level 1, then I have level 2 hiding there, level 3, level 4, and level 5 is the warehouse. Yeah, that's the British way of doing things. So technically that's level 6, that's level 1. Because the American way, the ground floor is level 1. And that makes sense. Anyways, this is level 1. So level 1, level 2, level 3, which by the way is actually only there. So that's level 4, level 5, and level 6. The warehouse and the train station. Oh boy. Now I gotta figure out which one of my power grids has a collapse. I wish it would tell me. But this seems okay. I didn't think... Please don't tell me I have to go all the way back there. I thought that was on the main grid. No, there goes a train. I can't take the train. So, you saw how to build the pressure conversion cubes and all. That's only to make the nuclear pasta. One of the 4 things in the upper right corner. turbo motors requires motors and computers and stuff. You saw that. So remember the everything. Now repeat. I already showed you some of it at least. Okay, I can see it now. That's so. What's the power grid failure? Which fuse? Uranium ore is still coming down. All these are all hooked up. All these are falling. Heat sinks. That's the heat sinks. Okay, heat sinks are needed for this, Mr. Super Radioactive, which requires all of 2.5 per minute. So with 5 per minute, I'm good on heat sinks. I'm pretty sure I'm producing more than 5 per minute of heat sinks for those heat sink constructors over there, or assemblers, excuse me. Yeah, I can see the power line. I know that's connected there, so what is it? Where's the power network that collapsed? A fuse is blown on a power grid. Which one? Oh, whatever. Maybe it's one that I don't care about. Or it's somehow going to cause this to have a problem. We'll find out in time. How's this for a 51-minute video? Just to explain how one thing gets built. I'm not even building it yet. I'm going to go find some copper node, by the way. I will catch you at a later time. I'm using that copper node, so I don't care. I need it. Hey, there's one. Well, what quality are you? Impure? That's not going to cut it. Impure is not enough. I need something stronger than impure. You know, I got radar tower. Why don't I turn this on? This is the reason to have a radar tower. I have that one way over there, but I have this one right here. If I turn that on, it'll help. So, you remember the everything else I have in my factory? All those everything else I have producing? All the fancy stuff requires quite a bit of work, but these pressure conversion cubes are by far the nastiest at this time. Bong. Hey, radar. Iron, 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 iron. Copper. Normal. Well, oh, there's 3. That iron. I don't care about iron. Copper, normal. Iron, copper. So 3 copper nodes down there. Down where? There. There's my concrete sitting down there. So down there is a concrete node, and right next to it are some copper nodes. Or that's limestone, rather. It gets turned into concrete from limestone, which actually I'm producing down here. Look at it go. I don't know. Do I need that for much? It's concrete. Oh, that's only 15,000. Maybe I should increase this just in case. There, just 1. That'll help. There we go. Nice little guarantee. So, I need to get rid of this forest that's in my way. I'm keeping you around for just a few minutes more because I'm going to get rid of a forest. The only way I know how. Nukes. This is going to do some pretty crazy damage. Yeah, I know it's a clearing. I don't care. Boop. Wait for it, wait for it. Run up. Yeah, why not? And just because I can. YouTube. Alright, now. Oh. Uh-oh. That's a pretty flower. Oh, it's one of those things. Poison gas. I made it to the power connector. And I detonated the nukes on my way down. So, there's my copper. There's my copper. And I already have some stuff hooked up here. Awesome. Now, poison gas. I'm going to get rid of later. Bean! I got a nuke with your name on it, buddy. I will catch you all later. Bye-bye.